What is happening? It's BR here. Happy Halloween. And welcome to a very special Jenkinstober video. 31 on the 31st, I'm gonna rank all the Nightmare, Friday 13, and Halloween films. As I mentioned in my Halloween review, it's gonna be a very maybe controversial ranking. I hate films that a lot of people like. I love films that a lot of people hate. So we'll see how this goes. It's completely unscripted, just me talking about these films. And by the way, as I mentioned, I do hate a lot of films, so language warning. Coming in at number 31, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. I fucking hate this movie. Jason looks terrible, looks like shit. And not to mention that Jason's barely in the film. He's like just a few minutes in the film. We're pretty much just left with Jason possessing people. I don't know why the hell they came up with that. And a lot of other Friday 13 stuff that you haven't established in any of the other films. But and aside from an awesome ending, teasing Freddy vs. Jason, fuck this movie. Number 30, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. This one, a lot of people have it as the number 31. I personally would rather watch this any day than Jason Goes to Hell, because at least this one has Freddy on it. But yeah, not a good film. I don't honestly hate it as much as many people do. I don't like the film, but I don't hate it. But yeah, just Freddy's awful. He's just gone full comedy, not scary anymore. And the way they kill him off, terrible. Number 29, Halloween Resurrection. Same thing with Freddy's Dead. This film is not scary, it's just more comedic. You have Laurie getting killed like the first few minutes of the film, a very stupid way after how awesome she was in age 20. And Buster fucking Rhymes. Okay, he kind of made me laugh a few times, but he just does not fit in this franchise. God, like, trick or treat, motherfucker. That line's just so bad. Number 28, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. This is what I mentioned. But this is gonna get controversial. A lot of people like this film. I hate it. It breaks some of the rules established in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Jesse's a terrible protagonist. And all the gay subtext, man, this film just sucks so bad. Number 27, Halloween 2. Actually saw this film for the first time this year. And wow, this is worse than the first one. Don't get me wrong, Tyler Mane as Michael Myers is still awesome. But it's just not a good movie. All the hallucination stuff. Michael speaking, Michael without a mask. Loomis is an asshole. No, this is just so wrong. I love and respect you, Rob Zombie, but this movie, no. Number 26, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. There's some good stuff in here. Some of the kills are pretty good. But they just made a lot of mistakes in here, just like Resurrection. They killed off Rachel in the first few minutes. Really likable character. Tina, my god, she's so fucking annoying. And they put Jamie as a mute and like having a connection with Michael for some weird reason. And then you have the Man in Black, just mysterious character throughout the movie, which leads to a terrible result. And number 25, The Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween 6. My god, this is just awful. What they did to Jamie at the beginning, gross. Paul Rudd just does not work in this film at all either. And the whole Torn Club, I did not like any of that. Number 24, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. This film is a mess. Again, just like Freddy's Dead, Freddy's just full-on comedy. He's not scary anymore, the kills suck. Maybe the comic book kill, that one was pretty cool, but that's it. And Freddy gets taken out because a kid barfs on him. Like, what the hell was that? Number 23, Jason Takes Manhattan, or as a lot of people call it, Jason Takes a Boat to Manhattan. Because, yeah, most of this film is pretty much in a boat. It's not in Manhattan. That's only like the last few minutes. And the way Jason gets taken out, terrible. I guess I can't say the only good thing in this film is the boxing kill. That was pretty good. Number 22, Rob Zombie's Halloween. There's some good stuff in here. Tyler Mane as Michael Myers. Malcolm McDowell as Dr. Loomis. Brad Dourif as the sheriff. Pretty good stuff. But Laurie, the actress who plays her, just does not feel like Laurie. Kid Michael Myers is annoying. The whole point of getting Michael Myers, a backstory, was just no. So wrong. Can't you just accept that Michael Myers is just evil because he's evil? You don't have to give him a backstory. But overall, it's not all bad. It does have some good stuff. Number 21, Jason X. I actually really like this film because it knows it's gonna be an awful film and it just rolls with it. It's just an entertaining film and how bad it is. I honestly was not expecting to enjoy this film as much as I did. Number 23, Number 20, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Try to do something different with the franchise. And it's not a bad film, but I just don't like it that much. It's definitely a Halloween must. Like, watching a Halloween, it's pretty good. But yeah, Halloween, I normally think of Michael Myers, so... Number 19, Friday the 13th, the 2009 remake. Actor who plays Jason is really good. Definitely one of the best Jasons. But honestly, that's pretty much it. I know a lot of people like this film. I personally don't like it that much. None of the characters are likable except maybe like the guy from Supernatural who's here. And honestly, the whole opening scene was much better than what's left of the film. 13, Friday the 13th, A New Blood. Just reviewed this year. Has some decent special effects. Jason's look is just awesome. This film is pretty much Jason versus Carrie. It's definitely one of the weirder Friday 13 films, but it's still an enjoyable movie. Number 17, Friday 13 Part 5, A New Beginning. Again, just like Jason X, I was not expecting to like this film as much as I did, but I really did. Jason's not in this film, but you don't know that the character isn't Jason. The character is killing, so it actually feels like a Friday 13 film, so it's a pretty good film. Got some great kills. Honestly, I'm not that bothered by the whole Scooby-Doo-like twist at the end. Probably the only thing that bothers me is the character of Tommy Jarvis in this film. I don't like him as much as either Kid Tommy Jarvis from Part 4 or Tommy from Part 6. Number 16, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. A lot of people really hate this film. I know I've mentioned that a lot right now. But I honestly don't hate it that much. I actually think it's a pretty good remake. Jackie O'Haley, of course, is no Robert Englund, but he's an awesome Freddy. He's definitely a really scary Freddy. Honestly, my problems with this would probably be the CG effects and some of the actors. Just really bad. But it's still a pretty good movie. Number 15, The Arena Friday 13. My problem with this one, the whole twist. The fact that Jason's not in this film, it's his mother. It's a great twist, but it just has not aged really well. But I do like the mystery and how it's handled in this film. And Bessie Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees. Awesome performance. Number 14, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. I saw it just like Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie. I saw it first time this year. And a lot of people say after Dream Master, the franchise went downhill, but I like Part 4. Freddy's still, more comedy right now. But he's still pretty serious sometimes. And while some of the kills do suck, there are still some pretty good ones. I really like the ending, how Freddy's sticking out. Number 13, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Great movie. Some really likable characters, which makes you root for them. The actor playing Michael Myers, great. Loomis is back, that's really good. Honestly, I don't have that much back things to say about this film. Probably that... Personally, it feels too gory. I don't see Michael Myers as a really gory character. Probably because I'm used to him in the original 2 films. That's sort of Michael Myers for me. And this film introduces Jamie, really likable character. Great character, probably one of my favorites in the franchise. Number 12, Halloween Age 20 years later. It's a pretty good revival to a franchise after the torn films 5 and 6. Jamie Lee Curtis is back. You got some great actors in here. Some really memorable kills. And who can forget that awesome ending? That resurrection pretty much just destroyed, but still awesome ending. Number 11, Friday 13 Part 2. What can I say? Backhead Jason is iconic. Film introduces Jason, as I mentioned right now. The whole spear thing that the kill, that was really freaking awesome. And the ending is just really good too. Number 10, Halloween 2. The original Halloween 2. Great continuation to original Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie, Don Bluth as Loomis, Michael Myers. They're all back in the sequel. Continuation to like that first film. Great kills. That hot tub scene. Just a great scene right there. That final showdown. Just pure awesome. And this film does introduce Mr. Sandman to the franchise. That's another plus. Number 9, Freddy vs. Jason. Sure, it has the characters. They're not likable at all. Sure, some of the kills aren't that memorable, and some of the effects aren't that good. But I came to see Freddy and Jason fighting, and when they do fight, it is awesome. I am satisfied with them fighting. Awesome movie. Number 8, New Nightmare. Like what they did with this film. Is it even a Nightmare on Elm Street film? It sort of takes place in its own universe. You know, in the real world, you have the original actors of the original franchise coming back, and Freddy in the real world. Just an awesome concept. I wasn't really that much of a fan of the whole script thing with reality and fiction, but I really enjoyed this film. Number 7, Friday 13 Part 3. This film is cheesy. Really cheesy with 3D effects, and that's why I like it so much. And let's not forget, this film introduced the Jason's iconic hockey mask. And the guy who plays Jason in here, he's just really good. And holy crap, Jason without his mask in here, I think that's definitely one of the most terrifying Jasons. And we've had zombie Jason, but Jason in here is just nightmare fuel. Number 6, the new Halloween, the 2018 Halloween. Great film. Older Michael Myers facing off an older Laurie Strode. Awesome. It's definitely one of the most brutal of the Halloween franchise. I guess personally I wasn't a fan of the whole Dr. Sartain twist at the end, but just a really awesome film. And you know, now we got 2 more Halloween films on the way, but if this was the ending to the franchise, it would have been a perfect ending to the whole franchise. It definitely closes really well Laurie's and Michael's stories. Number 5, Friday 13, Jason Lives. This one introduces the zombie Jason. And I feel like this one has sort of really balances the whole seriousness and sort of goofiness of the franchise. Like zombie Jason is awesome. Tommy Jarvis coming back in this film again. The actor who plays him is really good. And that final showdown in Crystal Lake. Awesome. And let's not forget, this one has some really high stakes. The whole kids at Crystal Lake. Wow. Number 4, Friday 13, the final chapter. My personal favorite of the Friday 13 franchise. Jason's awesome. Has some of the best kills on the franchise. Crispin Glover dancing. Hilarious. And that ending. Holy crap. A hell of a masterpiece of an ending to end this film. Number 3, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven created a really awesome concept for a horror film. It's definitely terrifying. The fact that it's terrifying that when you sleep, you think you're safe, and just this film pretty much saying that you're not safe. There's something out to kill you in your dreams. It's just something terrifying. It's a terrifying concept. Nancy Thompson, one of the best final girls in horror films. Freddy Krueger. You know, I've always been more of a Jason or a Michael guy. But this year I found myself appreciating this character even more. It's definitely really terrifying here with a few humor. I like that. Not as funny as the other films. But he does have this twisted sense of humor. Like cutting his own fingers and ripping his own face just terrify people. Just wow, and also some great practical effects. Mainly one of my personal favorites is Johnny Depp death scene. That's awesome. Personally, not that huge a fan of the ending, but still definitely my favorite horror films. Number 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. A great follow-up to the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Have Nancy coming back in this one, and you have a whole cast of awesome and likable characters just taking on Freddy on the dream world. Got some creative dream sequences. The whole worm scene was really awesome. The puppet kill, one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites, Welcome to Prime Time, bitch, where Freddy just comes out of a TV. Really awesome. Definitely, this is definitely my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film. Man, that ending with Nancy just really, really emotional. And we even have a bit of also throws in some backstory for Freddy, but they don't make it like this whole plot line. Just it's a background plot throwing all this backstory for Freddy. That's really interesting too. But number 1, I'm of course gonna give it to my favorite horror film of all time, Halloween, the immortal classic by John Carpenter. It's really scary. It's really suspenseful. Michael Myers is a terrifying character. Laurie Strode, my favorite final girl for like horror films. Donald Pleasence, Dr. Loomis, great character. The opening scene, amazing. And one thing I do like as well, as I mentioned when I talk about Halloween 4, it just doesn't require that much blood. It just requires a good suspenseful film, and you have an awesome horror film right there. And the score by John Carpenter also just awesome. I think the film just wouldn't work that well without the great score. But overall, this is pretty much it. My ranking 31 to 31st. Let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Enjoy this video. Hit the like button. And this is it. This is the end. No more new videos. This is it. I'm officially retiring. I quit. Was good while it lasted. It's been interesting. So this is Leroy Jenkins PR signing off one last time. Bye everyone.